This is why you keep failing in crypto, or if you understand this, maybe subconsciously, why you're about to succeed beyond your wildest imagination. There's a chart here called the emotional cycle of change, and it has to do with how we perceive things. There's a chart here called the emotional cycle of change, and as it relates to crypto investing, what a lot of people do is they hop from coin to coin over and over. They see people getting rich in crypto. You might see your buddy or know a guy, or you read about some guy in the news that made millions and millions of dollars in crypto, so you say, I guess I could do that. How hard could that be? And if you're thinking this way, if you're brand new to crypto, you probably are thinking this way. You're probably in the uninformed optimism phase, okay? The emotional cycle of change. Everybody starts out this way. That's how I started out. That's how everybody I know, including myself, got into crypto. The promises of riches, but then you come in and you realize, oh, it's not just an overnight millionaire success story. It takes a little bit of work or a little bit of mental fortitude, or at the very least, just a long-term thinking mindset. And the ability to delay gratification is what people don't get past, because once they realize, hey, this game is pretty hard, and you can't just pick any random meme coin or throw a dart at a wall and be an instant millionaire, you get into this informed pessimism stage. Informed pessimism is when you learn enough about crypto or any business, right? A lot of people start a business and then they give up on the business because they realize, oh, it's going to be hard. It's actually going to take some work. I might actually have to learn some new skills like marketing or sales. And in crypto, the informed pessimism is usually just from not waiting long enough. It sounds really simple, but at the end of the day, people simply cannot wait long enough. It's like the marshmallow test, right? You simply, if you can delay gratification, you can have 2 marshmallows in the future, or you could have 1 marshmallow now. Adults, children, everybody has the same issue with this. And especially when you start out, you haven't worked out this muscle yet of learning how to long-term hold. And you might not even have confidence or conviction that your crypto project is going to be around a lot longer, because you see all these pump and dump meme coins coming and going, and you think that what you're holding, what you bought into, it must just be like all the other ones. It's not going to last long. So that is also something to do with pessimism. Now, if you're in PulseChain, if you're in Hex, if you're in PulseX, these are gems. These are truly long-term holds. I've been holding them. I've been holding Hex for 5 years. I've been holding PulseChain since it launched, and PulseX since it launched. So about 2 years and 2 months. And that might feel like a long time, but that is just about the amount of time that it takes to reach number 3 here, the valley of despair. So as we've seen in the bear market, we saw people cry, whine, complain, really just degrade themselves on X, publicly, because of all kinds of reasons. Not wanting to hold, jealousy, they see other people getting rich, where they simply just can't focus on one thing for a long time. I mean, how many people do you know that start 30 meme coins and they don't stick to any one of them longer than 2 weeks? They just can't wait to rug it after, a 2-week pump and dump. It's basically the playbook for a lot of these crypto people out here. And you might be on the other end of that. You might have invested in a couple of those pump and dumps on the receiving end of it, and you might be jaded, and you might think that's how it all is. But when you hit a community like PulseChain, the reason I'm here for so long is because I know the people in here are actually locked in. Not metaphorically locked in, but physically locked in. In the case of Hex, people are staked for an average of 7 years. People vote with their money that they believe in this system for an average of 7 years. So what if the holders of your coin, of your community, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, were actually locked in and couldn't cheat? What if they all understood that because they've been here for a while, a lot of these people in crypto have been here for at least 1 cycle, and the 1 cycle or more guys typically end up getting to this informed optimism stage? Or if it's your first cycle, and if you did hold these coins through the last 2.5 years, congratulations, if you're still here. And if you were able to cut out the learning curve, because for most people it takes a full cycle. If you were somewhere in this valley of despair, and you were able to pull yourself out of the trenches into this informed optimism stage, which is where we're starting to be right now, honestly, congratulations, because that's something that can mainly only be taught through experience. So if you're fast forwarding your crypto education by just being forged in fire in the latest bear market, great, because then you're that much closer to the final stage of fulfillment and success, where maybe you set up your Hex staking ladder and you have some exited laddered stakes near the top, or you have specific price targets and you were able to hold and get that reward because you were able to hold through the valley of despair after that uninformed optimism and after that informed pessimism, where you probably wanted to quit, like a lot of people do quit, because they realize it's not just an easy straight up and to the right graph. It is up and to the right over, let's say, 5 or 10 years, but over 2 months, it is very volatile. Over even 2 years, we saw PulseChain go down 80%. Now we're seeing a little bit of hope in the markets again. And if you can envision the fulfillment and success step 5 and keep that mental state that a lot of people can't because they give up, then you can bring yourself quickly from the valley of despair to the informed optimism and then start playing a role in your own financial success in crypto. And how many people do you know in real life that act like this on a repeated basis? They can never get to 4 and 5 because they always get stuck and give up at 2 and 3. And they just have uninformed optimism and move on to the next thing, or they move on to the next meme coin or the next token. For me, a lot of times when I onboard people, friends and family in real life, they don't make it past the informed pessimism. I say, hey, I think Ethereum is a good place to start. It's not that risky, right? It certainly isn't as volatile as PulseChain and Hex. And they hold Ethereum from like $3,000. It drops to $2,000 and they sell. They give up. They don't realize that crypto is here to stay. They don't realize that it's only getting bigger. There's no way that there's going to be less people using crypto in the future than there are today. There's just no way. It's like people giving up on the internet in 1999. And so often it is people in your own personal life that will fall by the wayside, but you can pull yourself out. And the best way to do that is to realize that your emotional state will go down. And now that you've survived that, and you can see the light at the end of the tunnel, you have a leg up on all of the competition or all of the other investors out there. See, with investing in crypto, it's not so much competition in business. Like, it's more so competition with yourself. It's just you versus your own emotions. It's really a you versus you game a lot of times. Now, of course, there's other people trying to fight for your attention. Hey, look at my coin, look at my coin. But those people, they are like people that keep whipping up coins every 2 weeks. Well, a lot of times they're the insiders. They own most of the supply. They rug the coin. Like Pump.Fun, we see this over and over again. There's no winners on Pump.Fun that aren't part of the insider cabal. But if you're in crypto and the things that you've been doing are not working out for you, the way to get yourself out of this pain is to learn delayed gratification and just to realize that this is the natural emotional cycle. It has to do with the cycle on the chart that you see too. The price chart of cryptocurrencies is the cycle of human emotion. It's visible on the chart. So you can see the rest of the market getting into the valley of despair, and you can choose whether to double down or give up and hop to the next thing. But if you're the type of person that gets to stage 3, and then you just jump ship and you go right back to stage 1, you move on to the next shiny object, that's never gonna get you ahead of 99% of people in crypto, or investing, or business, or really life. And I've been around for 3 cycles, so it does get a little more clear that the valleys of despair maybe aren't so deep for me anymore, but they were. And I've had some real heart-to-heart moments with myself in the past of, do I really believe this crypto stuff is going to be around for a while? Do I really believe Hex and PulseChain are going to be around for a while? When I ask myself that question, and I look around and I see the people putting in work for their bags, building tools, wallets, exchanges, when I see how far we've come already, and how, again, people are locked in, like in Hex, or how the volume in PulseX is pumping the coin with buy and burn pressure. I see all the YouTubers, I see all the content creators on X. I mean, the PulseChain community dominates X. I mean, even the Ethereum bros literally had to steal a quote from your friend Sami, the whole believe in something motto. They steal a lot of these good ideas from the PulseChain community, who is just very good at getting the message out there. It makes me proud to be a part of. And if I wasn't in that, I mean, the only reasonable place left to be would be maybe Ethereum and Bitcoin. I don't see a lot of grassroots communities that don't ultimately have some VC puppeteer, behind the scenes trying to manufacture fake demand. I see real people building real things and putting in real work and believing with this shared identity, this shared commonality of we all want freedom. We all want the number to go up. We're not afraid to admit it. So again, if you're losing, maybe you're out there on crypto, maybe you're just wandering in the deserts of crypto. Maybe you're a poor soul who's stuck in this pump fun, infinite death spiral. Come over to PulseChain. We do have something significant over here. It's worth at least taking a look, because if you keep on going from coin to coin, you can't figure out why, you just can't seem to make any money on crypto. The answer is very simple. The answer is think more long-term, invest in an ecosystem with staying power. I mean, even the meme coins on PulseChain are better than Solana. Obviously, I'm heavily biased there, but I'm biased towards stuff that is better. And it is better because once you take a look at it, and once you actually experience it, once you just take a look at the ecosystem, at some of the narratives, some of the people, you'll be able to decide for yourself, is this a long-term hold? Does this feel like something that's going to be around in 5 more years? It's already been out for 2 years. So hasn't failed yet. We've survived every single FUD attack possible, maximum hate from every mainstream influencer, an SEC attack that PulseChain won. PulseChain beat the SEC. All kinds of attacks, 99% drop in Hex, and we're still surviving like cockroaches. Maybe there's something different about PulseChain and Hex and PulseX, just maybe. So if you're wandering alone out there, come join us. It's not too late. If you're trapped in the valley of despair, maybe it's time to join a team that actually does want to win, that actually is playing a long game. And if you've been in PulseChain, if you've survived stage 2 and stage 3, congrats on making it, because you basically made it to number 4. You are now an informed optimist. You know it's going to be hard. You know it's not a free ride, free lunch, but you see what I see if you're still here. Now I know it's not time to celebrate too early. I know what I'm talking about might kind of feel like this. We're not at new all-time highs by any means. Feels like we're the guy in 5th place popping champagne. But I just want to let you guys know that when you think about the emotional cycle of change and what it takes to actually persevere through something hard, the deeper the valley of despair, the more high, in contrast, the success and fulfillment stage is going to be. And this stage right here, stage 5, is something that we've all been envisioning for 5 years now. You're getting in on a layer 1 blockchain. that could be as successful as BSC or even as successful as Ethereum. Even Polygon, any one of these chains has previous track records of doing hundreds of X's, and that's possible for PulseChain too. It is possible. So if what you're doing isn't working, if you're hopping around from coin to coin on some other chain, just gambling your life away, realize that yes, it's not going to be as easy as overnight lottery ticket winners, but the sooner you can realize that, the sooner you can realize that we've already made it through a lot of the hardest part of crypto. So hang in there, don't give up now. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'll see you on the next video. And if you're brand new to crypto, if you want the confidence to do it the right way, just go to hexpassiveincome.com, get that course. If you are brand new, I made a course for you, 25% off. Check it out. See you on the next one.